What's up, guys? It's your boy Jay. Welcome to Jay's World. So let's talk. You know how we do it. Oh, you know how we do it. So let's get into it, and welcome to another edition of J Topics. Yeah. Brian McKnight. Y'all, look, I really didn't think I was gonna say anything about this story. Honestly. I mean, this story has actually been going on in the press, I don't know, for what, the past 3 weeks now. As a matter of fact, people are still talking about it. Everybody's talking about it. And everybody has an opinion about it. Now, I have had private conversations with my friends about this, but I was like, you know what? I want to bring it to my Jaybirds. I want to talk about it with you. I want to do a very small, a itsy bitsy, teeny weeny deep dive on Mr. Brian McKnight. As a matter of fact, grab my hands. Come on, grab both of my hands. Y'all know what we're about to do. I'm about to hop into the DeLorean from Back to the Future and go back to the year 2003. All right, y'all, look, I really got to find some music for this. Anyway, woo! Okay, Mr. Brian McKnight, he was actually on the Tom Joyner Morning Talk Show. Who all remembers the Tom Joyner Morning Show? As we all know, Tom Joyner is no longer doing radio. He's actually retired. Ricky Smiley took his place. Tom Joyner has done a lot for the black community. And one of the many things that Tom Joyner used to do was this whole Get Out the Vote campaign. And on this particular morning, Tom Joyner actually had Brian McKnight. He had Brian McKnight on. This isn't something that someone told me. I was actually listening to it in real time that morning. And Brian McKnight, ever so smugly, told Tom Joyner and his radio crowd, I don't have to vote. I do not vote because I'm in a different tax bracket and I don't need to vote. Y'all, I'll never forget that. It was like the world stopped. And you could literally hear silence. You know the term radio silence? Well, you actually experienced it live on the radio. I'll never forget that because my jaw dropped. And Tom Joyner was like, well, what do you mean? And so he said, no, I don't vote. He's like, basically, I have too much money. I'm in a different tax bracket, and I don't have to vote with the little people. Now, he didn't say those exact words, but that's pretty much what he meant by saying that. I mean, it was just very smug, and it was nasty, and it was elitist. And I just started looking at Brian McKnight real funny. So let's fast forward to the year 2009, when Brian McKnight was on Celebrity Apprentice. I believe this was season 2 of Celebrity Apprentice with the infamous Donald Trump. And I will never forget just how smug and arrogant and nasty and dismissive he was towards the other contestants on that show. I remember that year, I believe Claudia Jordan was on, Joan Rivers and her daughter, they were on. Then some woman named Annie something. She was like y'all remember that? You know, with Joan Rivers going back and forth with that lady named Annie the gambler. It was really a good show. As a matter of fact, Brian McKnight was so arrogant and so nasty that he actually left in the middle of the filming of that show. I don't think he even finished. He may have come back, I'm not sure. But yeah, like I said, this isn't a full-on deep dive. I just wanted to bring up those things to say this about Brian McKnight, in my opinion. Brian McKnight has always been an asshole to me. He's always been an asshole. I am not shocked that Brian McKnight is acting this way with his children. Not shocked at all. As a matter of fact, as far as I'm concerned, Brian McKnight is right on brand. He's right on brand because I remember even back in the day, I called Brian McKnight out for how I felt that he was. And of course, I don't have to go into all of the details. Y'all know what's going on with Brian McKnight and his children right now. There's a lot of back and forth, back and forth. Now, as far as his boys, okay, Nico and Brian McKnight Jr., a few years ago, they actually took to their social media and they had this really long thing about how their father was a deadbeat dad and he was never there for them and he never did anything for them, and it was just it was a lot. Those boys said a lot. As a matter of fact, I take that back. I believe it was Brian McKnight Jr. that actually said that. But of course, the other one, he co-signed it. I think he went on his social media and he said some stuff too. But basically, that was the gist of Brian McKnight Jr.'s accusations toward his dad. And I have to say, that young man's feelings were quite valid. They were. He was very hurt, and he put this all out there. And of course, his brother had a few things to say, so his brother put those things out there. And then it went from that to Brian McKnight responding. And this now I'm talking about a few years ago, not what's going on now. And of course, Brian McKnight responded by saying that, you know what, he did the best that he could for his two boys, and how he wanted them to be men, and how all they wanted to do was sit around and smoke and drink and just basically live off of the Brian McKnight money, okay? They didn't want to work. His now current wife even got them jobs at the hospital. They didn't want to do that. And of course, that prompted this big old debate with everybody on social media. Well, people were saying that, hey, you know what? He has no right to do his children like that, and how dare he, blah, 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 blah. And then there were the people riding with Brian McKnight saying that, you know what? Those boys should grow up. So it was just a mess. So fast forward to today, Brian McKnight makes yet another video, okay? This time responding to his daughter, Brianna, okay? And there's that whole situation with him exposing his daughter for, I guess maybe when she was very young, you know, there were some things that happened between her and an older cousin or something in the family of a sexual nature, okay? Y'all know this is YouTube, so I have to be very, very careful with my words, but you get my drift. And now, I did not know this. I did not know that his daughter, Brianna, actually took him to court and they settled. They actually settled because the daughter basically took him to court for defamation of character, and they settled out of court. It's just a big old mess. It's just a big old mess. Now, I do not have a dog in this fight. I don't know any of these people. I don't know Brian McKnight's sons. I don't know Brian McKnight. I just know of everything that I've seen both sides do on social media. Now, personally, I wish everybody would just shut up. I wish those boys who are actually grown men, I wish they would stop going to social media talking about this. I wish Brian would shut his ass up, because he definitely needs to stop responding and going back and forth with his children. As far as the daughter, I'm going to give this young lady a pass, because this young lady is genuinely hurt, okay? And she's still very, very young. She shouldn't have to deal with this at all. And Brian, you were dead ass wrong, brother. You were dead ass wrong for even bringing that young lady's past, her sexual past, for all of the public to even talk about, okay? Brian, if you're happy with your new wife and your new children, then be happy and stay over there. Stop responding. And another thing, Brian, you were dead ass wrong for talking about, okay, I'm not going to say you were wrong for speaking about your family, but let's be very clear. Brian, we all know what you were doing, okay? You were antagonizing your older children by, you know, going with this whole long thing how you love your son and he means the world to you, and you named him Brian McKnight Jr. when you know damn well there's already an existing Brian McKnight Jr. and saying how that you're gonna basically leave all of your money to the second Brian McKnight Jr. You were being petty as fuck. You were being petty, Brian, and you were wrong. Okay? Y'all, I just feel there is so much wrong on both sides. But of course, Brian McKnight, it all lies on you, brother. You are the one. You're holding everything in your hands, and you need to stop responding. Now, let me give the boys, let me give them some too. Guys, and I'm talking to Brian McKnight Jr. and Nico. You two are grown ass men. Yes, I know you feel that your dad was not there for you. Yes, I know you feel that he abandoned you, but he wasn't a deadbeat dad, okay? He did take care of you guys financially. Yes, was he there for you emotionally? No, he was not. And from all accounts, he basically was a crappy father, okay? And he was a crappy father that just threw money at the situation. You are justified in your feelings, guys, but you know what? At the end of the day, it is what it is. It is what it is. Don't fuck with him anymore. Y'all are grown now. And if I'm not mistaken, I do believe one of you guys you have a child now. So you need to be focused on your child. You're grown men. So Brian was right in that respect, okay? It just is what it is. And trust me, I know what it's like for a family member to go to social media and attack you. I have personally been attacked a couple times by family members. But you know what I did? I didn't respond at all. Because these are people that I will never talk to, never fuck with, never speak to. They mean nothing to me. And because they mean nothing to me, I completely ignore them. It's like they don't even exist. So you have to learn how to do that, guys, okay? Now, as far as Brianna, young lady, I feel very bad for you. And I hate that you had to read Brian's post as well. Because I imagine that is deeply, deeply hurtful to you. You are a woman now. And your dad basically in so many words, or in all the words, told you that he doesn't want you. Sweetheart, I understand. But again, you're just going to have to deal with it and just say, you're going to have to release him. You got to let him go. Okay? That's pretty much all I have to say on this whole situation. I think it's sad across the board, you know. And I do believe, like I said before, there's a lot of wrong on both sides. There was wrong with the boys and how they handled this situation, but there's a whole hell of a lot of wrong with Brian McKnight and how he handled the situation. Brianna is a different case. Anyway, so guys, what do you think? I don't know, where are you in this whole situation? You know, who are you riding with? Are you riding with Brian McKnight's children, or are you riding with Brian McKnight and his new family? I would love to know your opinion about this whole very, 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 very sad situation. Let me know down in the comments. All right, guys, that's it. That's all I got. Please don't forget to rate, comment, and do what? Subscribe. Please subscribe to my channel. And after you subscribe, please don't forget to head on over to Instagram and check me out at JaisWorldtv. That's JaisWorld.tv on Instagram. And I'll holler at you later. Peace.